So yeah, here we just kind of wanted to call out some of the research that Microsoft have done over this year. For anyone that's maybe not aware, Microsoft each year issue what we call a digital defense report, issued around October each year. So the one for looking back on 2021 has just been published in the last few weeks, and you can find that on the Microsoft website. If you just search for Microsoft Digital Defense Report 2021, you'll see that come up. And from that, we do a huge amount of research from the security data that we ingest as Microsoft. So obviously you can see there in that diagram in the middle, just this kind of size and scale of the stats that we are able to ingest into our security research platform. So you can see there over 24 trillion, what we call daily security signals, and a signal is a piece of data that we're getting back from some of the cybersecurity tools that are deployed. A lot of those are being used by our customers who choose to send back some of the metadata to Microsoft to help us improve our security analysis, which we can then obviously turn through and push down security updates to our products to help our customers worldwide. But you can see there just some of the stats, the size and scale of the data we're able to ingest enables us to take a lot of that and produce the research that we do. So from the 2021 report, which I say has just been published, there's kind of 4 key areas there that have really come out as areas that have increased over the last year, and things that we'd like to ask our customers to consider out there as they plan their cloud security strategy for 2022. So some of the key stats that have come out are things like cybercrime has increased significantly, a lot of that through common threats such as phishing, malware, etc. And unfortunately, a lot of that has come from the COVID-19 situation as well. We've seen a huge amount of phishing attacks kind of preying on people's, worry and insecurity about COVID, asking people to register for, free testing services, for data about COVID that they could use to protect their staff or even, in their personal lives. So unfortunately, these world events seem to really breed the worst of cybercrime nowadays. So a large increase in phishing and malware, particularly around the pandemic. There's quite a lot in the report, if you get a chance to download it, around nation state threats, as you would expect. The kind of countries like China and Russia showing increases in there, and there's a massive amount of that within the report, and this is something that we're seeing really an increase on year, just as the cyber criminals get access to more tools and become more sophisticated. That of course drives an increase in things like nation state threats as well. Then some of the big attacks that have been in the press over the last 12 months have been around supply chain in particular. I think we've all seen some of them come out, like the SolarWinds attack. Those continue to increase, and we have seen a huge amount of focus on IoT and OT type security as well, and things like the manufacturing space. And again, attacks in these areas are getting more sophisticated as these types of manufacturing environments, operational environments tend to, focus more on the use of IP technology, perhaps more than they did before. That again increases the attack surface, and we're seeing quite a lot of focus from our customers asking us for help in these areas. And with that, of course, more focus on cyber criminals attacking those areas as well. And then finally, no surprise that the hybrid workforce has become, a source of increased attacks with the enforced everyone working from home that we've seen over the last 19-20 months or so. A lot of organisations just were not prepared for that state of everyone working from home, particularly some of the public sector, healthcare, government organisations where the home working was perhaps not the norm and perhaps not as already adopted as it has been in other industries over the past 10 years or so. So with that, I certainly saw that, myself with clients I've been working with since the start of last year, that a lot of the home working was deployed in a massive hurry around March last year. And with that came, oversights in terms of security. With the best will in the world, it was an emergency situation. So unfortunately, cyber attacks have increased in that area, but we are starting to see that stabilise now as companies have caught up really on the security of the hybrid remote working situation. So as I say, I'd encourage you to take a look at the report if you get a chance. It's quite lengthy, but even if you get a chance just to skim the surface, some really useful information there that I think anyone could take into account as we look forward to 2022 and how we protect ourselves in cloud security.